And we are ready to go. We are good. We're starting. Hello. How are y'all?
Good.
That's good.
Chill.
Welcome back to another one of these. Oh yeah, I just lowered my chair. Welcome back to another one of these late talks.
This time it's
late
actually
talks.
late though.
It's actually
It's early, late.
Depends on your interpretation of late, really.
Yeah, you know, the time is now 12 a.m. It's too late for late. So, but I think this is prime time.
We in the graveyard shift now, boys.
Graveyard shift, baby.
Graveyard started at 11 o'clock.
How y'all? Yup. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Or tonight?
Just got off from work, so feel good.
Yeah, same, bro.
You know, I didn't know how much actual like positivity I'd get from the last one we did. I actually had people email me
That's what's up.
and like hit me up personally and be like, yo, the last one was actually fire. I can actually pull it up right now. Shout out to Fortley. Hit me up, said loved it. Loved the first one. Got a lot of good feedback. So guess what? We're doing a freaking another one.
A little bit more people this time.
Little more. Oh, man. Also, if you want us to do another one of these, feel free to leave a comment or hit us up on hit me up on social media. I will put the link to that in the description.
I need to turn the air conditioner off.
And before we get into the nitty gritty here, into the late talks, everybody just introduce yourself real quick. You already know two of the people.
What's up, Jerry?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Damien here.
And Damian.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? This is Tony.
Hey.
I guess I'll be next. I'm Derek.
Thank you.
It's your boy Aaron, man. What's up?
Yeah. It sounds like he's in a 90s rap. I love it. So,
I had to give the correct pronunciation. Somebody says so don't get mad.
I got you. Bit of a long day today, but we're chilling now. Chairs lowered. I'm leaned back right now. Got my tea. Nice herbal lemon tea.
What's that?
Herbal lemons.
Herbal lemon.
Right. Look that up.
Something like I don't know the name.
Basically like leaves and lemon.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
I don't know.
See,
Put a bit of honey in there. Ooh.
see, I'm just on some Arizona, man. I got this. I got this
I'm on
stuff I
nothing.
seen. I just got a bottle of water.
Okay, H2O has never
Yeah,
been. Well,
too much of it can.
You can never drink too much water.
did you know that, Jay, did you know there was a person who won the world record for drinking the most water? It was a young lady. She drank so much water that she drowned.
I'm about to
Really?
say, you can drown if you drink too much water.
Crazy.
Watch, look.
I didn't
Tell
believe
me
it.
why Jerry probably looking at the water like it's like I don't know.
Are you about to
Like,
kill me right now?
Oh no, I like it.
I think that's just excess. I mean, I think
Yeah,
two,
it's
like,
yeah, it's excess.
It's,
You know,
it's called
I think
water.
8 gallons is enough. You know,
8 gallon.
is a daily intake. I don't know if it's 8 gallons or something like
it's
that.
8. It's 8.
Is like your daily
excess of water. Like that's how much you should drink a day. Is 8 gallons.
Right? Isn't it
8
like
gallons?
2 liters? 8 gallons?
Wait,
think
no,
it's
isn't
gallons.
it
No,
not
it's
8
like-
gallons?
It's like
Hold on, let me look.
That's a
Let
lot
me
of
look.
water.
That's a lot of
Give me
water.
a
I
second.
thought it was like.
Hold on.
I thought it was
Usually
like
it's
2
8
8
liters.
glasses of water is what they tell you.
How much
Yeah, like 2
water
gallons is enough.
should you drink?
I thought it was like 2 liters, a liter. or
Because like
something?
when you go to the workout gym, what is everybody drinking on the big ass gallons?
Okay, it's 2 liters. 2 liters is
Boy, I was
that's nowhere near 8
on
gallons.
the Monday.
Yeah, that's probably
So
killing
that's-
somebody.
That's like what, a gallon?
No, no, no.
That's like what, a gallon and a half?
I said
A
8
gallon.
gallons.
That's the daggone.
Boy,
Yes, it
that's
is.
enough to fill up a car.
For real.
It really is.
Just about.
Nah, but water intoxication, that's a real thing.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It really
Water
is.
intoxication.
Oh,
I thought it was just
So-
waterlogging.
So I heard it was a kind of a long day at work today, young Aaron.
Yeah.
Is it
Man.
is it who
Oh.
You know,
it's
when you go to work and you're doing your job, ain't
Mhm.
really nothing to do, and they just
Mhm.
they have to go hunt and find something. You know,
Oh, I hate
one
that.
of them
Right.
days.
Oh, I hate those.
oh man.
You just
I leave on
It
them days.
was, wait,
Ah.
wait.
I leave on them
What
days.
fine.
I don't
No cap.
think-
Hey,
I
no,
don't think
no,
you can do that.
no bullshit. No bullshit. Since I work at a movie theater, literally, like if there was nothing to do, my movie theater just sends me home.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
they'll,
then
like,
say
they'll
that.
send me home.
Yeah, you made it
Yeah,
sound like
like-
you just literally like.
Yeah,
walked
no,
out.
Like
You
I don't
just
just up
literally
and
like-
leave. No, like I leave. Like usually, if there's nothing to do and there's too many of us, yeah, the theaters will just send me
Damn,
home. They'll be like,
that's
all right,
great.
bye.
I was
I
like,
would-
Jesus, you a G, huh? I mean, you ain't got a job no more, but you a G.
I've been trying to
Yes.
make one of them go home so I can get my money.
Right?
see when I worked was still at a movie theater. That's what I did. But I'm at a grocery store.
Oh yeah, you can't leave.
Not a grocery store. Speaking of movies, what's this going on with did you hear something about what was it? Cinemark or something like that? It's not showing their movies in theaters anymore or something?
I know what it is because it's happening with AMC too. That's why we not opening in Longview. It's they said it was like a federal thing, so
Mhm.
all the AMC's are gonna stay closed until like the whole country opens back up.
And what
Yeah.
actually,
They're not
And-
essential. They're not essential, so they have to stay closed.
and what actually freaking happened over here in Houston, the AMC supposedly the company went bankrupt. So Regal is buying out like a lot of the
Well, a lot of
AMC
people going
theaters.
bankrupt.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Regal's about to own some of the
But
AMC's.
there are some restaurants in downtown Dallas that are going to start opening it up this weekend. So
yeah, the governor opened up restaurants.
mhm. I ain't going still, but
Nah,
Hey, you should.
yeah.
Y'all
No.
are lucky. Y'all are lucky.
that's only gonna spread it more. Like I mean,
Yeah, it's only gonna make stuff worse. I'll stick to DoorDash and all of that.
I can't do DoorDash, man.
I know, but it's
A lady threw my Popeyes order at me. I kind of got mad.
She legit like threw it at you. Like
She threw it at me.
no,
I wanted to leave a bad
Nah.
review, but I was like,
Why did you
I got my food.
oh, you got it all right.
You should have.
I got my
You should have
food.
given her 1 star.
what did
Look,
you do
she's
to
lucky I
this
could
lady?
catch.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. I guess I ordered something. I wouldn't even call it weird, but I guess I ordered something and then she called and then she was like, I'm outside, but I was in the bathroom. And then she called me again while I was in the bathroom.
so
and
she
was
probably
like,
got
"I'm
mad
outside.
because she was waiting. Okay. I
Probably. She probably had more orders. But, she's lucky I could catch.
Mhm. Oh, so it wasn't like splattered everywhere, like.
No, it was in the
Okay, I was
basket.
like,
she just tossed it out the car.
Dang.
Oh,
And you know, I caught it. If I didn't catch it, I guess I'd be pissed off. But
She could have
I caught
lifted.
it.
Was it raining or anything?
no,
She should just lifted at the door. That's what a lot of people are doing.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them.
That's what favors doing.
well, that was
That's
then. But
supposed
this
to
was
be.
like a year. Or so.
Oh, a year. Oh.
Oh, so she had
Yeah,
no excuse.
she tripping.
She had no excuse. She was big tripping.
Throw it
This
back
was,
at her.
this was
That's
my food.
Yeah,
most people
throw
said-
it back at her.
I need my.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Right? I need my 3-piece and my biscuit with my Cajun fries.
My boy
I
said,
mean, I've
"Hey,
had.
my chicken's still intact. All right, cool.
Damn, that's fine. You can be mad. Have a good day.
I'm
I
still
mean,
not
I've
gonna be
had
hungry.
one of my. I think I ordered Favor, and the guy like.
Bro, I have not
my-
tried Favor.
Favor, boy, they're hit or miss because the ones up here in Houston are terrible. The ones in San Marcos weren't bad, but the ones in Houston, they don't sometimes like read like the side notes that you put, like, oh, no mayo, I
They
want
sure
ketchup.
I don't think any of them really do. I don't
No,
think-
not really.
No,
But
some
they-
of them, no, they're supposed to, and some of them do. Like when I was in San Marcos, the Favors over there, boy, I'd be like, hey, I want extra ketchup, extra fries. Give me
Can't
like
just-
2 packets of Chick-fil-A sauce, 2 packets of this, boy. Them
Not
fools
the
would get
Chick-fil-A
that
sauce.
to a T. They get it right.
Mm.
But up here in
Speaking
Houston, they.
of sauce, I want to ask a very debated question.
Uh-oh.
What do y'all
Mm,
think
uh-oh.
about Raising Cane's?
I've never had it.
Oh man, this
The
is
chicken
this is a great
is-
topic. This is the type of topics that we give out here on the Late Talks.
Topics that matter.
This is real, okay? If you have a topic that you want us to talk about, please hit us up on social media or leave a comment, and I might just talk about that topic and give you a shout out, a little virtual high five from me to you. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, on the chicken, I feel like it's dry. The sauce is
Same.
good. The bread is good. The fries are alright, but the chicken it's not
Yeah.
chicken that I'm like crazy for. Like I can.
See,
Nah, we talk about real chicken like KFC, not KFC trash. Like Churches or
Whoa, now
KFC is
I'm
trash.
sure there's a whole Reddit page about that.
I've heard so many stories about KFC and their chicken. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I
KFC
used to
go
be an
down.
advent.
Like I've heard that
Yes.
they be having roaches, they be having rats, and I'm like, yeah.
I feel like that's any place though. I mean,
I don't know. KFC.
but I can't say much about Raising Cane's. I've never had it.
see,
Like I said, the sauce makes everything better.
that's exactly what I
will
tell everybody.
say, Like I like Church's biscuits.
Church's, boy,
Their
Church's
biscuits
go.
are fucking. Ooh,
Churches and Popeyes, man.
I don't think I've ever had Popeyes either.
I'm the opposite. Like I actually don't like the Raising Cane sauce. Like I actually think it's
What?
garbage.
Wow.
I'm not a fan of it. I actually like the chicken. Like
But you
most
like
of
the
the
chicken?
ones that I've gone to, like the chicken's actually moist. The chicken's good. The bread's good. But the sauce, nah. I wasn't
If you
a
want
fan of
some chicken that's like, I just go to places like Raising Cane's or Chicken Express or something like that.
I think the main issue with Raising Cane chicken, it's not a chicken tender. It's like it's grounded up chicken fingers is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like elongated chicken nuggets basically. And that's the only thing I don't like about that.
That wasn't long.
Just a
That's
long
not a-
chicken
that's-
nugget.
That's
For real though.
that's gross. That's
Yeah.
that's gross.
That's what I call
I don't
them.
like that word in food.
elongated chicken nugget.
That's what I call it. Let me get a.
Is it? Yeah. How do you like your burgers? I like mine elongated. Ew, what? Don't stretch
What is-
it. Just make me a
Yeah, I mean,
You see what I mean? They break it
super
apart.
size
burger.
it.
Yeah, you can see that there's no
Mhm.
strands like a natural chicken tender would, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get the hype behind Raising Cane because their chicken alone is flavorless.
Facts.
Like
Yeah.
it's you need the sauce to make,
Make it good. Yep. Like
But I don't know.
you're a real
White
good
people
chicken spot.
Well,
Hold on,
Okay.
hold on. Because Chick-fil-A exists.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chick-fil-A is just
let's not bring race into this.
I was like, wait a minute.
Hold on. Chick-fil-A is here, you know what I'm saying? So
I know yeah, so let's not bring race into this. Let's just say it's chicken, okay? For also, I've freaking seen way more black people eat at Raising Cane's than white people. So
Not where
it's
I'm at.
all about the sauce, man. I tell people
It's all
seems to
about
be.
the sauce.
you like man, I tell people all the time, I be like, look, man, if you like the sauce, you like Cane's. You don't like the sauce, you don't like Cane's. Most of the time, that's true, with the exception of apparently Derek, who actually likes
I
it.
just, yeah, I went to COD. I like the. Well, actually, no. I think the reason why for me it's a tad bit different is because I don't get like the regular tenders by themselves. I get the sandwich. So, and with the sandwich, like the bun, I think the bun is like coated in something. So with the tenders being in between the bun, it tastes different.
Oh, you get.
I don't-
Okay, you get the sandwich.
Yeah, I get the
so you
sandwich.
get the chicken
yeah, I get the
sandwich.
sandwich. So, and with the bun, like I
see,
said,
I'm-
the bun is
Now
like coated.
I
think,
can
in
see
something.
that being better taste, maybe, but
yeah, because there's
Yeah.
actual other ingredients
Yeah,
than the
exactly.
chicken.
but by itself.
But by itself,
By
yeah,
itself,
no,
dude?
like I don't eat it
Yeah,
by
I'll just
itself.
go to Popeyes. I enjoy
bro,
Popeyes
have you
chicken.
tried their
Bone-in
chicken sandwich?
Oh,
I have actually.
You probably think it's gross.
It's nothing to write home about. No, it's not gross.
I thought it
It's
was.
just a chicken
I
sandwich.
thought it was pretty good. Like I went to the.
I'd still go to Chick-fil-A.
I went to the hood to try because I was like, I'm gonna try the chicken sandwich in the hood parts, and I went there and I was like, bruh, I don't know Chick-fil-A. This sandwich kind of tastes really, cause like it tastes like real chicken. Like it's just really good. Now Chick-fil-A, not saying that theirs tastes like real chicken, but it's just something about Popeyes and their ingredient with the chicken. It's like, man, it was just good. Like I don't know Chick-fil-A.
I feel like it has more.
Well, Chick-fil-A is more of more than just a chicken sandwich. It's their chicken nuggets. It's the waffle fries.
Yeah.
their sauce.
You know.
Plus,
it's
on top of
their
that,
sauce.
most people don't even go to Chick-fil-A just for like the food. Like, don't get me wrong, the food is good. Don't get me wrong, the food is good at Chick-fil-A. But most people go there, like when I was working there, most people go there for the service. Like a lot of people actually just go there for the service. Like I don't, like
Yeah.
they
Oh,
have
yeah.
really good sauces and stuff. But like when I worked there, a lot of customers were like, I come here because of you, or I come here because of the person in the window. Because I know if I'm missing my 2 Chick-fil-A sauces, you're gonna run me my 2 Chick-fil-A sauces before I leave the drive-through. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they don't play
Wow.
about they service.
You're right. I mean,
That's a food chain. That's a food chain that it seems can have a line out to the street and still get everybody through in a matter of 10 minutes.
and
Like,
everybody get their
I-
order right.
Like I swear, bro, like they train them to say, instead of saying no problem, they gotta say like my pleasure. Cause like
We
every
have to say
Chick-fil-A,
no.
I was
That's a
like,
legit thing. That's a legit thing. Like actually, like from actually being there, after a year of being there, they tell you have to say my pleasure. It's like you can't say thank you. You can't say you're welcome. Like you have to say my pleasure every single
I
time.
would've been
And you
fired.
can actually get written up and
Yeah.
get fired for it. You can actually get written up and fired for it. Like I actually got a write up for not saying it to a customer, and my manager wrote me up for it. And when you leave, I promise you'll still say my pleasure because it's imprinted into your brain that you've been saying it for so
yeah,
long.
it's kind of like Buc-ee's. Like whenever you go to Buc-ee's, I used to work for Buc-ee's, and whenever you come in, the people at the registers have to always say "Welcome to Buc-ee's." If they don't say it, they get written up. So it's like a lot of crazy jobs out there. Like Buc-ee's, you can't have a 30-minute break. The only break you have throughout the day is 10 minutes.
That is whack.
Yeah,
tragic.
and you have to walk with a purpose. If you don't walk with a purpose, they write you up. If you don't have a clean cut, you'll write you up. If you showing tattoos or your hair color is different or whatever, write up. It's like
Yeah.
damn near working at a military base.
What?
Oh,
So
shoot.
yeah,
Chick-fil-A, you can't even have tattoos. They turn you away at the door. Don't even hire you. If you got
Or
a
they
tattoo, if
tell
you
you-
got like a sleeve. Oof.
Speaking of jobs and working at other places, what was the first place that you guys worked at?
Chick-fil-A.
Sonic.
Wow. You worked at Sonic? Oh my god, the
I feel-
stories you could tell.
Oh, man.
My god.
That
You
must
said
have
you
been
worked at
horrible.
where?
Sonic, like
Your first job was Sonic?
The stories you could tell. I never understood how they can get so much produce out of that small box that they work in.
bruh, the whole floor is slippery. I busted my ass
Oh,
twice. I slid up under the sink. Like
The whole
sink? The
Like,
whole
there-
sink?
you know how,
you
like-
injured. Like,
no, like you know how like there's a sink that's just sitting on the wall or whatever. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
slid up under one of those.
God, dog.
that still hurts.
Um,
That. Ugh.
I done burned myself like 3 or 4 times. It is very cramped in there. Like you like it's very cramped. You got to sit there and chop a whole like about a dozen of onions. You just sitting there crying the whole time.
Oh, y'all
they
don't got a
try to get me
chopper?
on skates. I was like, yeah, see, no, they. I mean, you have a chopper, but it's just still like you're crying the whole time. So. But they try to get me on skates. I was like, see, yeah, no, that's for me. I don't do skates. I can barely skate without food. So what you mean?
That's,
But yeah, it was alright. Like you gotta learn to like the menu. It's not hard, but like Sonic makes so much stuff to where like you have to learn
Yeah.
how to do this,
Drinks
how to do
alone
that.
is-
Yeah, the drinks, serving breakfast of the day.
The drink.
The drinks are trash.
The drinkage.
Oh my god.
Like, listen, like, Sonic, honestly, the food is decent.
Mm-hmm.
The food I've had, at least, the food's decent. But that's not the shining stuff. Like, their little jalapeno peppers, that's great. Haha.
haha.
You know,
Yeah, like-
they're shining.
Mhm.
Like, reason they are is the amount of variety in their drink. They got things from sodas to teas to malts,
Mhm.
shakes,
Yep.
slushies.
People be asking for
they
like
bring
a-
alcoholic
They
drinks.
people be asking for a drop of vanilla or
oh,
like-
man.
Blackberry,
cherry,
water.
have a shot of cherry. I be like, huh? Like, I don't even have anything to pour like a shot.
I'm
Shot
pretty
of
sure on most commercials.
And
they-
every day I came home from work, I just stinked. Like I just smelled like just combination of food, onions, like just stuff. Like it was just bad. I was like, yeah, I don't like it.
What about you, Aaron? Where did you work? What was your first place?
Walmart.
That's, I mean,
What department?
bad.
pretty
Uh,
regular job.
Mhm.
I was an unloader.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Oh, so
They
you
had
were-
a-
you was-
they had
yeah,
an
you was
easy
bad.
job.
Kilgore, right? That's when we were at Kilgore, right?
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I was there, and then I went to Regal Theater, and they were quite frankly trash. So I went to what was Carmike, now AMC, and I've been there ever since.
Mhm.
Wow.
I can't.
What about you, Tony?
Unofficially?
Officially.
Officially.
Said
Unofficially. Whoa.
I was like, what you been doing, Ghost?
Unofficially, like,
Listen, okay.
No, I used to work at a Subway.
At a Subway? Wow. Imagine walking into Tony in a Subway.
Right?
Man,
I wouldn't even know.
was there?
Like, like you walk in and they hit you with a mean.
So only
hi,
the
welcome to
Shinobi at Subway. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I bet
Hey,
you.
Yeah, 6 inches.
Subway is where it's at.
Oh man.
Pause.
Did you get free
Subway
sandwiches?
when it started, when it was where it was at.
Oh snap! I can't see.
oh Lord.
Oh snap! Oh,
Did you get free sandwiches, Tony?
Oh yeah.
he better
Yeah.
have.
Dog, I work with over some management, so I got to do whatever I want.
Really?
Oh, you were wearing a
Yeah,
clip-on
dude.
tie.
No, I did have to wear a name tag.
Hold on, I gotta do a little plug here. This episode, bless you. This episode of Spotify is brought. This episode of Too Late Talks is brought to you by Spotify.
You okay there, buddy? Got it?
It's
He
late.
tripped over his
It's
leg
late.
twice.
Like,
This episode is brought to you by
There
Spotify.
you
Go
go.
premium today and try one free month only for $9.99 a month. After over 50 million songs, curated playlists, new music to discover, and exclusive podcast. Use code BOSSBIRD to get your actual free membership for a month, an extra month. That's not true. Don't try that.
No, not at all.
I'm not sponsored, but
Spotify, if you're listening.
Spotify, if you're listening,
Yeah.
my DMs are open.
Got him.
My DMs are open. My DMs are open. Anyway.
Are open.
You still a bead. That's not true. And then quick.
Yeah, because if I say that and people type it in and it doesn't work, they're gonna get pissed off at either me or Spotify.
Oh yeah, they charging you up. Like, hey, look here.
We stop telling people we sponsor you. Stop
No,
lying to
honestly-
the public. Like,
No, honestly, try Spotify. It's actually a really good an application. I use
Yeah,
it
Spotify's lit.
every day.
I like Spotify.
They have certain deals that you can use for Hulu, and you can, if you have Hulu or if you're a student, they sometimes have deals, or they'll give you like a whole year for free. Yeah, download Spotify.
Yikes.
Anyway,
Tank, what was your first job?
my first official job was Metro. I
You worked for
was.
the Metro in Houston? Oh, is that like?
Yeah, it was purely for like internships, but it was an official job they had me signed on for.
Oh, Metro.
But it was only for like a few months. We had to go downtown, or we had to go to these certain spots around town and go to these stations, these old like stations that people would wait for the bus at. And we had to constantly talk to people about a new bus system and had to show them where to go. And if they didn't know how to go, we'd have to like pull out a map and ride with them. And we got paid for this. And we'd be there we'd be at different locations around the city from maybe about 5 in the morning to maybe 7 in the afternoon.
Oh,
Oh, so you was pulling out the map like Dora?
Oh yeah, I wore slacks and a button-up shirt, like
With the, I'm the map. I'm the map.
And
I'm the map.
basically, and I had to give them pamphlets and stuff, and then we'd report back in at the end of the day, and like we'd clock in the people we've talked to, and we'd go back in, and they'd have other routes and stuff for us scheduled for the next day, and they had our own little board, and we had to
I'm not
do our
gonna.
own little time sheets. It sucked, honestly.
I would have.
It sucked.
I bet you, low key though, so many people appreciated it because I know when I first moved to Houston and I started riding the bus, I would have appreciated it because I was hecka confused by the bus system up here.
You are in the minority there, sir. You not as friendly as people as you'd think. 5 a.m. in the morning, people trying to
grumpy.
talk to you and make sure you would you got the bus schedule right and know that these bus routes are changing. Not the friendliest of folks.
Oh, of course not. Of course.
I had a few incidences. With a few customers that are customers. Well, yeah, customers. Let's just say it was gross. A lot of crazy stuff happened. I don't want to go into it, but yeah, that was my
It's okay.
that was my first.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Thank you.
I was gonna ask you if you saw some crazy stuff working on.
I have. I've seen fights. been in a few fights.
Oh gosh,
Oh, hold up.
I'm not
A
surprised.
few. Huh?
You was
I'm not
tossing
surprised.
some stuff out there.
Well, I didn't want to fight, but these people were irritated, and there was already like certain stuff going on, and there's also like a lot of drug addicts around the city, and the people you see at 5 a.m. they don't ride the bus, but they're around.
Oh yeah.
So did you
So-
take out the trash?
By lack of a better term, yes, when if necessary. But usually it was, I was never really the one. We ride around the city in groups. It was groups of 2, and it was usually me and some other. It was me and a girl. So it would be me trying to talk to people, them not talking to me because I'm like 6'4", and them happily walking over to the girl of the group to go and talk to her about the bus system. So they would smooth moonwalk past me to go talk to her.
Must be nice to be tall.
Not really.
Not that tall, but
Say, getting through.
But yeah.
I heard getting through door frames can be a doozy.
Oh yeah, I gotta turn sideways sometimes. But what about you, Jerry?
I was in high school. I was working for a place called, just a mom and pop shop called Palestine.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It was called what? I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. Palestine Welding Supply.
Oh, it was a mom and pop
Yeah.
shop.
So
Oh my
I was
god.
in FFA,
Of
and I
course.
had went to state for welding, and I really wanted to weld as like my. That's why I went to Kilgore.
A lot of people
Yeah.
did. Because it was super
I
easy.
haven't
and there
heard.
was a lot of
I
money.
haven't heard FFA in a long time.
But yeah, so I went to Kilgore specifically because they have a good welding program there. Anyway,
Mhm.
so I told my ag teacher I wanted a job that gets me close to welding. And he set me up with the guy that owned the shop. Yeah.
Hmm.
Didn't weld a single time I was there. But yeah, I filled like propane tanks.
Oh, were you Hank Hill?
Propane.
Oh my gosh. Were you always selling propane and propane accessories?
Did you have a god named Bobby?
I did.
Every Hank Hill needs a Bobby.
But yeah,
But if you were turning it down, what would you turn it down for?
Oh Lord!
Should I turn down for
Would you
what?
turn down for what?
Whoa!
Boy,
Does
I
anybody
don't swing that way.
does anybody like have like or remember a worst day, like the worst day they ever had at a job, like that day when they got home they just were
Yes.
like,
Oh,
okay, that day was for the
question.
birds and I was done with that day.
bro,
There was.
not even one day.
Oh my God! It's been so many days.
All right, so who's gonna start this
Oh
off?
my god, I just. Oh, I forgot about it.
If nobody's gonna
I
go, I'll
don't
start off.
remember having.
I remember having a. Ooh man, this was not the day.
Leader of the session. Why not?
Okay, well, this was when I was working at Academy.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Academy, that one.
Yeah, Academy
I know you-
Sports and
I
Outdoors.
know you hated that job because you was talking about it when we played on PS.
Oh, you talked so much about how you hated that job.
Dog, every time I left Academy, my feet hurt. I was walking around so much. The worst day was when I was not in sports. I was a janitor. I was custodian. When I first started there, I worked custodian because it was easy. And that was the only thing that they wanted me to work at the time. So I worked there, and honestly, my routine was bathrooms, carts, aisles. I'm done. No, I chill. Like I can do carts in like a matter of 5 minutes. I was quick with them carts. Bathrooms, clean them, wipe, done. Spray, wipe, done. Like that, I could do that so fast. But there was one time, it was around, I think it was around Christmas time, which is the most busy Academy is. Because if it's Christmas, all the parents want the bikes, they want the basketball goals, they want the clothes, and instead of going to an actual clothes place, they'll go to Academy because we always have deals. But it was jam-packed. Oh, just people everywhere. There was a line to get into the bathroom. I wasn't ready to clean the bathroom that day. I wasn't ready for that. And the thing is about working at Academy is you don't just learn one job. No, you learn all the positions. You learn how to work a cash register. You know everything in sports. You know everything in footwear, apparel, camping, like everything but the firearm department, which is like fishing and firearms, which is like just you need like a license to work back
You
there.
had to open all the chakras.
Yes. But there was a time I walked into the bathroom when everybody was done. They were like, "Oh my God, you need to get in that bathroom. It's rough," and which fine. I put my gloves on. I'm ready to tackle the world. So I go up in there. I got my gloves on. I'm ready. Whatever happens, I shit you not.
Get it? Shit.
The bathroom. Yep. The bathrooms were a mess. Pee everywhere. Dirt from I don't even know what pair of shoes. Like, but that wasn't even the worst part. Never mind the fact that I don't understand how people miss a giant freaking circle. And it's all over everywhere but the toilet. But the fact that I get to the far stall, and you all know this, if you've worked in any type of customer service or retail job and you clean bathrooms, or at least you know people who go into bathrooms, they love to go into that far stall with the most space.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That far stall.
It was a nightmare.
It looked like a nightmare. Like, dog, it looked like Freddy Krueger just finished, like, freaking taking a dump in it. Like, I was like, dude, there's poop on the seat.
Poop on the seat.
Like, to the point where one of our employees had to, like, yellow tape it. Like, it was like it needed to be fixed. Like, we can't have anybody else in here.
Don't you hate it when they're...
I go in there.
Oh my God.
I go in there and I scrape the toilet, and I there was like a freaking like a wasp in the poop, and I was like, there was a wasp. I looked at it and I was like, dog, there's a wing, there's like a head and legs in this.
got me fucked up.
I was
Big
like,
fact, bro. What kind of nonsense?
I looked at it and I just looked up.
No,
like, this is the
worst is whenever like you can't, like they break the toilet, like you can't even flush it.
Yeah, I mean we just zone it off at that point. Wall it
I feel
off.
like
Tape it
yeah.
up.
If we can't-
Yellow tape it up.
Like, if
It's
I
done.
can't- that's the thing.
Take that L.
If you're a custodian in the academy, you're the person who's supposed to fix the stuff. If not, they call somebody who's an expert at it to come fix it. So I'd just be like, can't fix it. I just leave it alone.
Go ahead and tape it up. Just yellow tape that up.
Right? Like, there was, like, I don't know what happened in that bathroom. Not only that, I get out of there and clean it. Somebody has to go on break. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody else to cover that freaking department, which was camping. I've never known more people to buy grills for their family. That not only did I have to carry out to a car a freaking 6-burner grill,
Oh Lord.
a 6-burner grill, all in a. They were like, "Oh, I'll just take this one." I was like, "Well, this one we have more in the back, but you'd have to build it, but it shouldn't be too hard." They tried to fit this giant freaking box in a Toyota Camry. And I had to sit here and explain to them, this is not going to fit in your car. And they were like, no, it's going to fit. You think you can shit? I was like, ma'am, this is not going to fit in your car.
Ma'am.
Do you see? Look at the box.
Look at.
He's like, well, can you have it on hold for me? We can't. It's a busy time. We're not allowed to have stuff on hold. You either get it and get out, or like that's it. Like you got to come back like some other time. And they were like, okay, well just hold it for me, and I'll come back a little later. Get a truck. She never came back. So I had to pick that thing up and carry it back to the back.
Oh Lord.
That was my worst day. Not only the phone kept ringing and people kept asking dumb questions about stuff that we didn't have in stock. That was the worst day for me. That was the worst day. That was the worst day.
Well, at least you wasn't almost shot at.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh. Well.
I was working in downtown Dallas Valet. I did
I don't like that already.
I did overnight shift.
Oh, again.
Yeah. There was this old man, this old white man, and he was just sitting there, just chilling and everything. Everything was slow and everything, and he kept on walking back and forth. And I was like, oh, whatever, he was doing his thing. So all of a sudden, a van comes out of the middle of nowhere, and the guy walks up to the van. The older guy walks up to the van. There was a younger white guy in there, and I don't know what was said, but all of a sudden the older man stands literally right beside me, and the guy was like, "Hey, come on, old man, get in the car with me." I was like,
what?
Huh? And then the old man just looking at him. He talking about, I ain't going nowhere with you. And so the guy reaches across the car, throws open the door. He's like, come on, we're going for a ride. Come on, get in the car. I'm like, man, look, hey, if y'all got something to handle, y'all can go around the corner or something. Whatever I said didn't even matter. Like, they just told me straight out. So the guy was like, come on, man, come on. And so, like, I'm trying to signal to the security, like, hey, can y'all come out here? And so finally I got security to notice it, and they was like, what's going on here? So the guy was like, oh, I'm just taking this old man for a ride, nothing special. So he gets a silver gun, and he puts it on the armrest.
Silver?
Yes. Silver.
Like on some Castlevania type stuff. Silver, huh? Ready to kill a vampire?
Yes, all of that. So he gets a silver gun, and he puts it on the armrest, and I look at the security. The security looks at me. And I'm like, you gonna do something?
Man, don't look at me.
And I was ready to just take off running, and then all of a sudden the guy finally drove off. He circled around the block a couple of times, and then by like an hour later, there was a black SUV parked across the street, and he gets out and he's looking through all the windows over at the spot where I'm working at. And they was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna need for you to come in. It's not safe out here for you because it's too much going on tonight. I'm gonna need for you to come inside. You almost got shot at. You got like there's someone scoping out the place. Like, I need you to come on in. I was like, yeah, I'm coming on in. You ain't gotta tell me twice because golly, it was the worst. Cause it was so much stuff going on, and my reaction of when I saw the gun, I immediately scooted towards where I'm safe and covered. Now the old white man, he was just out there sitting like a real Jeep. But me, I'm like, yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, I ain't got time to be getting hit with no damn bullets.
It's all good. You bulletproof.
I like Superman a lot, but then
go ahead, be the hero you want to be.
Yeah, sure. I remember you.
Right, I'll read your comic.
But yeah, that was the worst night of my life. I was like, no sir, Bob, not I.
I think for me, it was actually at my first job. It was at Chick-fil-A, which it was weird that it
At
actually
Chick-fil-A?
happened. It was at Chick-fil-A, dude.
No,
It was-
nothing happens at Chick-fil-A.
You would think nothing would happen at Chick-fil-A,
They
but
close on Sundays to go to church.
bro,
Right?
it,
Like, who gets mad at Chick-fil-A?
it was crazy because I've been working there for like a while now, and like I mean I don't know what a lot of people don't know about me is that I'm actually not even from Texas. I'm actually from Georgia, and I was raised in Georgia. And in Georgia, or I was raised in Georgia, and I was raised in Atlanta. And in Atlanta, there's a lot of black people. Most of the city's black. So when I moved to
Shout out Atlanta.
So when I moved to
ATL.
Texas is filled with, like, Texas isn't the minority, or in the part of Texas I lived in San Marcos, black people are the minority, or not the majority. So it was very awkward, like going to high school and stuff like that. But the Chick-fil-A I worked at, one day this old Caucasian couple came in, and they came up to my register, and I was serving them, and I was like, taking their order and stuff like that. But they were like not wanting to talk to me. Like they were like being like really weird about it, and they were like trying to like get like other, people to like come and take their order or whatever. And at first I didn't really like think nothing of it until after they, left from my register or whatnot. I took them their food or whatever, and the woman's husband was like being rude to me. Like he was like, no, like, because I asked him, I was like, hey, you need anything else? And then he was like, no, I don't need anything, da-da-da. And I was like, okay. So, being the Chick-fil-A person that I am, we always have to go around, ask you, if you need a refill or anything like that, we have to go get it and stuff like that. So my manager asked me, could I go do that? Did, no problem. I get to their table, and I just got like the most disgusting, ugly look, like from them. Like she was like the old woman wouldn't let me like touch her cup, like anything. And she was like, oh no, like I'll wait for your manager to come do it. And of course my manager was white. So my manager went and did it, and she came up to me asking me like, well, I didn't do it. And I was like, well, she told me not to. Like she just like dismissed me. Like basically she didn't want me to do it. So the old couple left or whatever, and they were like, y'all could have better service in here, da 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 da. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my manager looked at me, and she was like, did you do something wrong? And I was like, I did nothing. Like that was the same couple that told me not to like do their refills or whatever. And it was literally the first time I had ever experienced like being racist towards. I've never experienced a day in my life. And like, someone actually didn't want me to serve them because of my color of my skin. And I thought it was the craziest thing. I never thought I would ever experience that at Chick-fil-A. And it was so awkward. And like,
how are you racist at Chick-fil-A?
it was the weirdest thing ever. Like I went back in the back, and I like sat down and took a moment. Like my coworkers had to come, and like they're like, are you okay? And I was like, customers are just racist to me. Like I don't know how to feel. Like I was like, I don't know if I should like not be here anymore or what. Like it was terrible.
Bro.
It was one of them days.
I just want to take the time to point out that, listen, spread love, not hate.
Facts, man.
Life's too short.
We all bleed red.
Hey,
Yeah.
racist.
We all bleed red.
Racism
Good
is
one. I
real,
like that.
bro.
Yeah, I like that one too.
You all like to clap cheeks?
Okay.
Tony, you ate, bro. Tony, you ate, bro. I like that.
Hit it.
I like that.
You gotta
Since you wanted to
always,
make that remark, Tony,
Tony
how about you?
always got to say something out of line.
Bro, Derek, I feel you.
Oh my.
I super feel you.
It just was weird. It was like, I'll never forget that day either. It was like a really weird moment. Like it was just an awkward thing to have. Cause I had me in,
At Chick-fil-A.
and that was my thing. It was like being that it was at
That's like being
Chick-fil-A,
pissed off at Happy Camp.
right? Like, but it was
I
just,
wanna weep.
I remember back in, I want to say it was like 3rd or 4th grade, a teacher actually gave me a failing grade on an assignment, and everything was correct. And my dad had to come back up to the school and charge them up about it. A teacher got fired because she gave me a failing grade being racist. It was crazy.
It's crazy out here.
it's always crazy.
Spread love, not hate.
Yeah,
Yep. Cold world.
We don't.
Thousands of years on the earth,
We don't
we still
hold-
can't
can
treat
say-
each other the same.
Well,
Well,
you sound
we-
like
Racist has came it has came a long way, but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah. Let's if your worst day at work is something racist about it, let's save that for the next late talk.
Yeah.
We'll open that can of worms next time.
Well, I gotta be can of worms. Why I can't be the bag of chips?
I don't know.
how about sardines?
Nah,
All right.
I used to eat
Anyway,
those.
Aaron, how about you?
Hey, Ron.
Man, you know what's gotta happen at the quote unquote good old theater.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Man,
Ah.
So
Well,
many, so much stuff.
what was the worst?
Hey,
So
you
what?
ever, no,
So-
explain.
So I walked
Okay.
in.
Let him talk.
I know you're gonna say something. I lied. So I was coming into work. Just normal. I think it's gonna be a normal day. So then I go behind the counter to mess with the register, and it's not working right. Like there's some glitching going on with it. So I asked my coworker, I was like, "Hey, what's wrong with the register?" "Oh, the power went out last night." "Oh Lord." So check the ice machine. Ice wasn't coming out right. So the ice maker was kind of kaput. I checked the amount of ice in there. We basically about to run out. This is the morning, and we got I forgot what kids movie it was coming out, but
Frozen.
it wasn't Frozen. It wasn't Frozen.
Tangled.
It was something.
Despicable Me.
It was probably Despicable Me.
Hey.
I want to say it was
No.
one of those, and so we were basically almost out of ice. So
Oh
my homeboy
man.
had to go to the store up to Easy Mart to go get some ice, and so Rush comes in. We trying to handle customers, and then everybody's coming out the movie like, "Hey, the movie's not on the screen." Oh God.
Oh my goodness! Shut the whole theater
then-
down.
Cow.
It was just that one specific movie, the one everybody wants to see. It was like, hey, it was, and then the customers started coming out. It was one by one. Some belligerent, some acting real crazy. Very few were nice, but they were all basically acting crazy. Like, man, I came here before and it did the same thing. And I was like, man, my power just went out. Well, if I'm not going to be able to, I want my money back. I want my money back.
Oh.
Jesus.
I'm like, okay.
I remember having to meet once.
Let me get my
Those-
manager and they'll take care of it. And then manager come down trying to hash stuff out. I'm like, it's okay, man. We just trying to get it back working. The power went out last night. We trying to get everything working. It's fine with you. And you guys people just I swear I tuned them out like people of Charlie Brown. All I heard was wah 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 I was not listening to these folks. And so I started trying to help to give the refunds. Sorry about that. Yeah, whatever. And I'm looking at these people sideways like, man, this right hand of God is real itchy right now. Like, and they just kept adding and people coming up like, your bathrooms are dirty, your paper towels don't work. So I had to go around. Is this all in that whole day? So I'll go into the bathroom because it's the women's bathroom. I go in there, check the restroom. I'm like, this mug don't look dirty. There's like a few paper towels on the floor. I'm like, it's not that bad. I look at the paper towel thing. I put my hand under it. Paper towels come out. I'm like, huh? Paper towels don't work. Where are paper towels? But it's like, all right. So come out like, I fixed it. And then, now I had left right when this was happening. There were some, because it was there was some kids out there, and they're all running around the theater, hollering at people. See, we have what we call the mall rats. This is the theaters right by the mall, and they come over when the mall closed. So they coming over, they just being childish, running around in the lobby, and I actually watched them holler at a customer. They were like, "Hey man, how you doing?" Like they spitting games. But hey, come here, man. I'm like, these ninjas is crazy. And I looked at my watch. I said, "I'm gone."
You just left?
Yeah, it was time for me to clock out. I was like,
Oh.
I'm gone.
And
Wow, just a mix of nothing's working at work.
Nothing's working. Everybody crying.
what's crazy is that what some people actually don't know. I don't know if they do this at your theater, Aaron, but at mine, some theaters, they don't you can't get a refund for your movie. Like, you can't get your money back because movie tickets, like the money for movie tickets, they don't go to the theater. They actually go to the production companies. So you can't get your money back. Like, you can get maybe a little voucher to come back and see the movie, but sometimes customers want their actual money, and when they can't get it back, they get even more upset, and they don't understand that. And those got to be those customers are the worst.
We kind of did that, sort of. We can give money back. It all depends on the situation. Now, there's some situations where if they buy their tickets online, especially, a lot of people like to buy their tickets from Fandango, right? And since we AMC, they like to people like to Google their times, right? They'll just buy it straight from Google and be like, well, Google says this movie starts at this time, and we're telling you gotta go to our website, our actual website. And they'd be like, well, Google says this. Well, can you pull up our website and I'll show you? And every time I'll keep them handy. And they want them refunds, and when it's the same situation, when the movies don't work, they just be like, well, I also paid a convenience fee. Am I not getting that back too? I was like, you gotta talk to the Fandango. We can't do that.
You gotta talk to the company.
Well, we don't do that. That's they made you pay that. I'm like, you should have been a member.
Fandango.
Last, but all right.
Got him.
Okay.
Hand over there.
Anyway. Last but not least, I think we got two more. We got Tony and Jay.
Oh. Mine's kind of similar
So,
to
Tony,
yours. It was one of
You
those.
found bug and poop?
Slightly worse.
No.
Slightly worse than bugs and poop.
You
No,
might just hold on.
okay. Hold on. It's a lot worse.
Oh God.
I don't know if you want me to go into details about this one.
Keep it brief.
Okay,
but,
I'll keep it brief.
Continue with the story.
There was a sock. Okay. Actually, let me start from the beginning.
There was a sock.
Hold on. So there was this man wearing a hoodie, black hoodie, right? He had his head covered and everything. He just came in, rushed straight to the restroom. He was in there for about 15 minutes. Got out. But this time he had the hoodie off of him. He was just kind of holding on to it, with the side of his to his ribs.
Is this at Subway?
Yes, this was
Okay.
at Subway.
Okay.
And so he leaves. And then the next customer comes in, says they have to use the restroom. They open the door, put their hands over the mouth, and immediately use the door. Okay.
Okay.
And she goes, this bathroom's the bathrooms there were unisex, by the way. So it was a smaller
Okay.
restaurant. And she said, "Oop, I'm gonna throw up." That's all I'm thinking. Oh
Oh.
no, what happened? She said, "You have to go in there and look at it."
No.
Oh no.
So yeah, she lost her appetite, so she left. So I go in there, and I walk to the bathroom and open up the door, and already I can already smell it. Right, this stench
Oh.
was.
Oh man, you know it's bad
Dog.
before you reach the destination.
See now,
It emits stink waves.
remember what I said? There was a sock involved.
Uh-huh.
It was a sock. Yeah.
This said sock is discolored in brown.
Mm.
Did he use the sock to wipe the poo?
Mm.
Oh, he shitted in the sock.
He shit in the sock.
Oh, I knew it.
It was an explosive diarrhea type of thing.
Mm-mm.
What?
I'm low
This-
key getting nauseous.
Jesus, kill the visual.
Oh, Jesus, what?
My stomach kind of turning right now.
This man shit in his sock. Right.
Jesus God Almighty!
What happened to the toilet? Why is that not there?
And he. Okay. I also have to mention that the walls were also
Oh,
splattered
Lord.
in
Oh
brown.
man, it's.
Ooh, Lord.
I see the Academy customers were at Subway. Seems like they travel in packs. It seems.
This man shit into his sock and he's twirling, bro.
Mm.
Wait,
Yes, there was shit all over the. Like you can see that there's
what?
patterns.
He twirled
There's
it.
patterns on the wall.
Oh gosh, he just
Huh?
had
Yeah, you
No
take the cake,
life.
bro. Your story is the.
no. Your story got
Oh.
it, dog. Like
Huh?
God,
he
there's
had no life.
everywhere.
He twirled it
That's what I'm guessing. I don't think you're
like
just.
he in North Carolina.
Bad.
Like a helicopter.
Yeah, like a lasso.
Wow.
Like he David and Goliath.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And he just left the sock on the floor and just dipped.
Oh, we'd fight.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to grab some gloves.
But luckily-
You go
Yeah, he gonna grab his shitty socks.
My boss was also there that day. So he looked at me and I looked at him. And then I looked at the sock and I looked at him again.
Yeah.
He said, "Alright, you know what? I'll take care of this because I obviously don't pay you enough." I'm like, yeah.
Hey, that's a mean boss, bro.
That's a great
'Cause,
boss.
usually all of them will be like, "Yeah, Tony, get to it."
I would have been like, you know what?
Well,
I'd have been like,
Going
boss
on break.
man.
Got that.
moment.
Hey, break time.
God.
Yeah, but he got the
got a
the
good
power
boss, huh?
washer and thing. And it was legit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, bro. There was only one time we had to bust a power washer out for the bathroom.
Bro, those hoes look
Man.
Not
fun.
it. Oh, it's not.
No, it really
Oh,
is.
snap.
Not when there's shit flying everywhere. Shit water.
Yeah,
Right.
no, not that. No.
Like they gotta put these suits on.
Yep.
Like a whole that's a whole hazmat suit. Like a whole
I had to
just,
clean mine up. Now
Well,
I'm jealous.
that's why I don't like. That's why I couldn't be a janitor or none of that. No,
Oh no.
I couldn't do it.
The things you. Oh my God. Here on late. on late talks. Things been getting a little PG-13. Oh my God, the multiple stories. First off, you should know, at Academy, we have tampon containers.
Yeah.
Ah.
Same.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Oh my
Same.
God.
same. At our theater we had those.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you just throw those away in
Yes,
a
sir.
normal trash?
Man.
Dog. The fact that you have to reach in there and grab the used tampons out.
No.
You gotta, and these things in Academy, you gotta 2-finger pick up. You know, whenever you drop something to between the seat and you use your two fingers to get it. There were times where, there'd be bags for them. There'd be like these brown bags for them, but some people would literally miss the bag.
Oh my god.
Like it
How?
just for some
People
reason they
do
couldn't
that,
be
yeah.
bothered. They couldn't be bothered. Probably the same people who piss everywhere but the toilet.
Man.
But, you know,
Gotta love those folks.
they miss it, and then you gotta sit here and look at a stanky, bloody tampon, and some of them stick. Oh God.
Gotta love those folks.
Oh man, if I wasn't heterosexual.
I mean, I don't know if y'all remember. It was a few years back, but the CEO of Chick-fil-A, he made a comment about being Christian, and everyone like it became like a really big political issue, and some people didn't want to like go to Chick-fil-A and eat there anymore. But of course, you know, the people that love Chick-fil-A, like, were gonna support it. So Chick-fil-A ended up having like a Chick-fil-A support day. It was like one of the worst days for Chick-fil-A because there was lines around the corner for like, you know, people supporting Chick-fil-A and stuff. We ran out of fries that day and almost ran out of chicken.
Nasty.
And mind you, this is Chick-fil-A. You know, you're not supposed to run out of fries
How
because
do you run out of chicken?
you know
With
that
Chick-fil-A?
everyone come there for the chicken, but everyone come there for the fries because, you know, the sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce, you know, to dip the fries in, it's just immaculate. It's just
Too much salt.
It's just finger licking good. When we ran out of fries,
Hey, that's not their line.
I ain't never seen people flip out a day in my life till I saw that when I told them that we didn't have no more fries. We handed out Lay's bag chips, and people was like, I don't want that. I was like, oh, so you're mad.
Y'all
Okay.
gave them great value fries.
So you're mad. Okay. So you don't want your chips. You don't want, no, I don't want your, I was like, okay, so you gonna cuss at me, and me being a good Christian man, had to withhold all of Jesus's powers to make sure I didn't cuss out
Tell
your
'em.
customers. Cause boy, them customers were mad. I was.
What
I-
do you? Y'all had them bitches like the Boondocks when they ran a chicken.
Yeah, and even it even got to the point that so many people were coming into the store that our lobby was like compacted, and everyone was like hugging each other, like they were like all like in like one little vehicle, like they were all pound up like a clown car. And we had to like, people wanted to like sit down and like eat in our restaurant, and we had to like dismiss them. Like we were like, hey, we don't have any room for you to sit, so you know you're gonna have to like leave and sit outside, or maybe, you know, just eat at home. And they were like, I don't want to eat at home. And I'm like, I understand that you want to, you know, we love that you want to love on our restaurant, but we have no room for you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I can't. I just can't. I don't know what you want me to do. And they were like, make space. I was like, okay, you know what? You go over there and tell that family to get up. And that's not in my job description.
Big fact, man, that's crazy. Yeah, they're just looking like, man, we had a fry. I said, what?
No, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
one
fire.
time whenever I was working at I used to work at frozen Sweet Frog. It was like frozen yogurt. And we ran out of bowls to put the ice cream, the yogurt.
How do you run out of
Jesus, how
I don't
do you?
understand. What's the method here?
Like we had to go to the next city over to go get the bowl.
like y'all do yogurt? How do you run out of the item that put
that
the
you
yogurt
really
in?
need.
Look,
Yes.
yeah, I got you.
It happens. I believe, but it happens.
Yeah.
Like,
It sounded like management made a mistake on the itinerary.
well,
Hey.
Sweet Frog at that time was popping. So it was like we were always getting slammed a lot. Like we just opened and everything, so like it was slammed. And then there was just one day where like there was no more bowls. So
I really had to think about my worst a day at work.
Oh yeah, because you said you never had one, right?
Yeah, so it was the most recent place. I was a pharmacy, and these people from the town I live in apparently went to the hospital to go get some pain medication. Well, our policy there is that they have to have all the prescriptions that the doctor wrote for them. So if they wrote them hydros and antibiotic, they need both. They need the antibiotic and the hydro, and they have to pick up both of them to get the pain medication. Well, they decided that they weren't going to give me the antibiotic, and they just wanted the pain medication. And I told them, you know, per store policy, you know, we can't do that. You got to have both. And so they were like, no, that's not gonna work. We need the pain medication. I don't want the antibiotic. And then, so they went and got the store manager, who has nothing to do with the pharmacy. They don't know how to run the pharmacy, nothing. They got them and was like, why aren't you filling this prescription? And I was like, because it's pharmacist said per yada yada yada, we can't do it. And it was like, well, I'm gonna need you to fill this prescription. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. The pharmacist told me not to, and I'm not. And so they were like, well, if you don't do this, we're gonna write you up and, you know, file a complaint on you. I was like, you're gonna have to file a complaint on me because I ain't doing it. So that
So was they? So what the pharmacist said? Don't do it.
yeah. So so the pharmacist said
Donnell came out of nowhere.
when I
First off, hold on. We out here on late night talks. Somebody just came in at almost like the last minute. We'll introduce him later, but continue what you was about to say.
So the pharmacist, when I first started working there, he was like, so, you know, I know you went to school for this and everything, and I'm sure you're aware that, you know, the nation has like an opioid pandemic going on and all this other stuff.
Oh gosh.
Like, yeah. And it's like, okay, so we have a policy that if someone comes in with a high dose pain medication, Hydro, Tylenol 4, Tylenol 3, stuff like that, that if the doctor writes for any other prescription with the pain medication, that they have to pick up both of them. They can't just get the pain meds. So you'll have to deny them the fill, the prescription. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, the pharmacist was like telling me, you know, you can't do this. You cannot get a pain medication without the other prescriptions. And then, like, we would deny people that would come from, like, Houston and stuff, because there's pill mills in Houston. So, like, if they were, like, over an hour and a half away from the pharmacy, we'd have to turn them away.
So the person that was trying to get the extra dosage or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing. You pretty sure about it?
Yeah, like he didn't want the antibiotic because on a lot of the hospital prescriptions or even doctor prescriptions, it'll say prescription 1 of 1 or 1 of 2, 1 of 3, which means that the doctor had wrote 3 other prescriptions for the patient. And so if they just hand you the pain medication and you see 1 of 3, you got to get the other 2.
So that was your worst day at work.
Yeah, I got written up by the store manager who has nothing to do with the pharmacy, and then a complaint because I wouldn't fill the Hydro.
Wow. That was your worst day at work. Wow. Freaking Jesus.
That sounds mad annoying.
Yo, we had some mean stories.
Can I tell
Especially
y'all
the
one?
poop.
Yeah,
No.
Go ahead, Donnie.
No.
Not too late.
We're wrapping it up here.
Oh, well, I tried, Donnie. I
I
tried.
appreciate
So
it.
I can't tell a story. I got a good
No.
story.
I know you do. You can save it for next time.
Okay.
We can start it off.
All right.
Alright. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming out.
Oh, yeah.
This was a pretty good one. I like the stories. The poop was real.
I don't know.
Shout out to the sock man, poop throwing motherfucker.
God, dog.
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
That was crazy. That's
But
Never
yeah,
again.
yeah.
All right.
Never again. We'll be doing another one of these. We'll be doing more. So stay tuned for that, and see you later.